Hello everyone, good afternoon. A warm welcome to a fresh edition of Your Image, the only public relations television program in Africa. My name is Folarin. Yesterday was Global Day to celebrate children. And on Your Image today, we are looking at public relations strategies for children communication. And I have with me guests who are writers in children's literature and who are actors. I have the honor and privilege to present our first guest, the Orunto of Owu Kingdom, a writer, author, and vice chairman, Association of Nigerian Authors, ANA in Ogun State, and he has just been elected as chairman of ANA in Ogun State, Chief Biodun Lasile. Chief Lasile, you are welcome.
Thank you so much.
And I think congratulations are still in order. Congratulations on your election.
Thank you so much.
Okay. I also have with me Mr. Y.S. Kareem. He is a writer, an author, a thespian, and a historian. Y.S., you are welcome to the program.
Thank you, Sam.
Okay. Let's start this way. Let me start with the historian. Tell us, children literature, what were the strategies that our forefathers employed? Let's start from the traditional now, before we come to the contemporary. Y.S.
The unfortunate thing is that we won't be able to mention the names of those authors in quote and writers in quote, because we have them in our anonymous creation.
Okay.
And when we talk about anonymous creation, we are talking about artistic works that the society has, but you can't say Mr. So-so and so, Mrs. So-and-so was the creator there.
Okay.
And what we have, let us start with songs, lullaby. While our mothers will be singing, Tori omo mi mo se njo kiri mejo lasan, and as they are singing, they are dancing. You discover that one that as they are dancing, they are communicating with the child. And one thing is that the child will also know, we understand reading.
Okay.
When we leave lullabies, we can talk about proverbs.
Okay.
You will see why they are talking to the younger ones, or even when the younger ones are listening to adults, they'll be listening to the proverbs.
Okay.
And apart from that one, we have the folk tales.
Okay.
And
Tales by moonlight.
I would say that when you look at it critically and analytically,
right,
you discover that women should be given the credit of writing or producing about 60% of our tales, folk tales, because they are the ones that will sit with the younger ones in the night, in the evening, and tell them stories. So, and apart from that, we have others that we can call, because when we are talking about communicating with the younger ones, it's not just verbal. And don't forget, that time, we don't have written language, so to speak. But there's one thing I love. You call it, when you want to send a child on an errand of utility.
Okay.
He said, "Look, and the child will just go. Okay. The woman, maybe to a woman, the woman will just say, "Hold on, I'm coming." Okay, go to Mama Ragbaja.
Thank you.
So you discover that they are even using non-verbal way to communicate to the...
Thank you very much for that. Chief Lasile, communication starts from age 0 to like 3, 4, 5. So tell us, contemporary times, how have we been communicating with the children, with the young ones now, and how do you do it through your writings?
Okay. I'll be quick to also mention, in addition to what Y said, that even a research showed that even in pregnancy, if
communication takes place.
Yes. If a woman that is pregnant was reading, singing, that the fetus, the baby, can also hear.
Listen.
And listen, and they can communicate with each other.
Right.
That's one. And another is when we now need to start relating experiences. You want to relate through maybe personal observation or even out of your own literature.
Right.
You now want to bring it to perspective of a child. That this will help one in inculcating some training, some discipline, some ways of life, character. You now start depicting. Hence, you have different authors And some you will see them into drama, prose, and poetry. But all is towards talking to a child about his or her tomorrow,
Right.
as lived by fathers, mothers, grandmothers. Sometimes it's a story, sometimes it's a fiction, sometimes it's a fictional reality.
Okay.
You understand? And sometimes it can be cultural. It may be you want to even relate political scenes. There was war. What happened in a perspective of that war, to talk to a child. How a child in his innocence helped to detonate a bomb. So that is, you are now saying that you can have a role, no matter how terrible a time, or even in a joyous time. You must be sure that you need to be cognizant of the fact that a boy can crawl and draw up a kerosene lamp, hence fire
And hurt himself in the process.
and you can lose a whole family, a whole life. All these are what stories can tell. And particularly in some climes where they have really gone through the process of fitting a child, you now see them come with curriculum that will take care of a child from opening his eyes. The first thing you will see, be it in the world, be it at scratch, be it in the school, and thereafter in homes, roads.
Okay.
That's why even, do you know that even in colors, we have baby colors.
Right.
They are not primary colors.
Okay.
Even in printing, you depict children books with baby colors.
Okay.
Those are fluorescent colors.
Okay.
They are not pure blue, they are not pure yellow, they are not pure red. You understand? Not pure black.
Okay.
You start seeing the shade of these 4 primary colors.
In printing.
In printing.
Okay.
And ditto in toys too.
Okay.
You know, when you enter into a baby's shop, you will see principally baby's colors. They are fluorescent. I'm not saying that you won't see primary colors too,
Okay.
but they're not particular. So these are how to recognize that a baby is growing, and with right mentality. And quite honestly, we are not doing enough for now.
We're not doing enough
If
for
you
now.
get to a school,
Right.
a school should appeal from the gate to a
Okay.
child,
Optically.
optically. But where you see debts all over the place, containerized, fenced, billboards.
Okay.
You understand?
Okay. Thank you very much. We use music a lot in communicating with children. Why? It's, the role of music, you know, even our forefathers, you know, the music and everything, to make sure that we impact our values, our culture, and stuff like that. This is your forte. Let us know more about this.
In that area, you will see the Yoruba people tried a lot in the olden days. They made use of music in the traditional sports and games.
Okay.
While I was doing some researches some years back, I discovered that some of those games then, we don't have them again.
What are the names of the games for
Okay,
the benefits of some of our viewers?
you see, let me even first mention this one. You can use drum
Okay.
to communicate with children. For example, let me say you just hear the drummer drumming. Dan din dan 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 din dan din din dan 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 din dan 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 din dan 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 din. You will expect a child to listen to a drummer drumming and be able to interpret.
Right.
This is what the drummer is saying. And after it, onibudagbo meji akope Ibadan kuma koti kamo. Is that they are not going to take him back to the history of Ijaye War. Akope Ibadan and the Ijaye people. That look here, don't come here to our territory again, because they are fighting them. So you discover that through drums, they are teaching the younger ones.
Okay.
And you see this traditional sport and game I was talking about is that you know you have various forms of hide and seek.
Okay.
You hide it and somebody will come and discover it. But this one, they are going to hide something, you won't be there.
Okay.
But by the time you are coming back, they've done something, a child xylophone. They will be saying, Onotororo, Onotarara, Onotororo, Onotarara. Prompting the person. They want you to listen to it musically.
Right.
If you are going to the right part, they tell you Onotororo, but when you are going to the right place, Onotarara, Onotarara. If you miss it, say Onotororo.
So it will guide you.
It will guide the person. What they are telling you, you have to listen. And you see one thing again when this board, I don't know the name, maybe a dome. They be giving different meanings to the cries of birds, and they use that one to communicate.
Okay, hold your thoughts. Thank you very much. Ancient and modern. In modern days, we now use poems. We use nursery rhymes and everything. So tell us, what area, what books, what poems have you written for the children in some of these areas?
Okay, I'm particular. I am for prose.
Oh, okay, prose.
Yes,
okay,
prose. And quite honestly, my own experience. You know, you get authors from different perspectives.
Right.
You know, and quite honestly, I grew up in Ibadan. Each time, I'm always quick to tell you the story of Ibadan, and some of those things that visually appeal to me, as recorded in my senses, is what I've been putting together, in which to really let our today's child know about native intelligence and what used to be our omoluabi.
The ethos.
Yes, you know, for Yoruba, it's just one word, but to explain it, to be forthright, to be upright, to be honest, to be truthful, live a life of integrity, you know. So, hence, you need, in different perspective, to tell stories from behind to the fore. Like, for instance, one of my stories, the banana peels. Banana peels is about you trying to separate between two things. That is, one, child labor, and supporting a family. Supporting a family in a developed climate may not make sense to a Westerner, but to Africans, you know that you can support your child, your parents, without being abused. Because when you go, your mother, we call them Alajapa, sells farm produce from neighboring villages, they come to town, or even within the streets where they live, that you have a child who has come back from school, maybe 3, 4 after his home lesson, decide to just carry bananas
to
hawk around the neighborhood. That's not child molestation. If you discharge our own culture, you understand, as black people, so-called in quotes, or Africans, you understand, you are supporting your parents. But if it is in some other developed country, it is child molestation, it is child abuse, it's child slavery, and they have put up so many things to protect a child. You understand? So this is how we can say, let's protect ourselves. So true writing for children is to bring them up and be able to decipher and be able to say, this may be right if you don't get to the red tapes or the red lines. But this may be wrong by the time you cross the red lines. So where? Discernment. You understand? So when you are writing as an author, you must have your theme on which you are saying that this is my, but when an author is, authors may be confused. You understand? But in the bit of being creative, so by the time you now read, the reader, particularly a child, will now be confused. But you said that I can cross the road if I don't look to the left. And at the same time, you now said I should look to the left twice before I cross the road. Innocence of a child. So the clarity in writing is important.
Very, very important. Clarity is very important. Why? In crafting stories, you know, this alo akpamo, alo akpagbe, you know, you teach a lot of morals there. And even in writings, there is a lesson, the takeaway. That is, so tell us more about this.
You see, in the traditional setup, you must first understand your environment. And when you want to communicate, it's either you are communicating an idea, a feeling,
Right.
or you are giving an information.
Right.
But at times, if you are not careful, the words we use, when it is too difficult for the younger ones, problem. When you are presenting another culture, another environment, another problem. But when you look at what our forefather has done for us, let us look at this issue. Ẹyẹmélòó tolongo ayé tolongo ọ̀kan dúdú àárọ̀ tolongo ọ̀kan rẹ̀rẹ̀ òsùn tolongo ṣóṣóṣó. The two major primary colors that they want to introduce to the younger ones.
Right.
They've given it to them. So you too will have to look into your society. But the problem nowadays is that in the olden days, they use folk tales to teach morals more than today.
Today. Why is that?
Okay, because now many people don't really focus on folk tales.
Okay.
Now, you can drug abuse now, not the problem then. There are folk tales, you just don't steal this, that, and that. But for you to see a folk tale that is telling, don't smoke, drug abuse, it is somehow difficult. But what we need to do is that you look into environment and you look at the nitty-gritty of how they do it in the traditional way.
Right.
You have to put a song there. You have to start your story having a beginning, middle, and end. And when you look into everything now, you now say that, you now bring the modern problem and you solve it in a way that the kids won't forget. And another issue is that we are now in a world of violence. And many words for the younger ones reflect this. Okay. But we have to take a cue from the Yoruba. What you hear is that, and now they said, I removed the sword from the, and after the death of the person, they want to do it, okay. I did one work before for the younger ones, a comic, and I included violence. But later, I wrote one book on Leash Abuse, comic for children. They did not fight any single word there. I just report it. Okay. Because Yoruba will tell you that, no, it's still hard for them to.
Okay. This discussion has brought us fond memories of Uncle Jimmy Sholanke. You knew him. He was a great communicator with children. He will come down to their level. This strategy that he was using, what's your advice to writers today?
Okay, in fact, because you mentioned this personality, so this personality had something to do with us. I mean, as a sense. As you know, I organize many children programs. So I brought him maybe about 3 times to the fold, in which, you know, he has his own graceful way that he communicates and that the children can relate to it. And quite honestly, fantastic dramatists, fantastic flow. I've forgotten the appellation given to him by CNN now. Maybe I will remember.
Folklorist?
I can't remember now. I will remember later. Okay. So that he related. And because I know my own writings, I know what I'm pushing with children.
Right. And
combination of a person like him in it will drive home through songs. You know, he has a lot of dance
right,
and he also had a big balls, that is eyes with which he did a lot with the children. And quite honestly, you know, children, when there is drum, there is singing, there is dance, you can have their attention. You understand? And when you are pushing ideas, information to them, couple this with entertainment. You understand? And when you couple it with entertainment, you can now push with intense incentives. Some little sweets, some little, because we are talking modern now.
Right.
So that, because what's in need for us is a question for everybody. To our image too, what's the need for us in anything you want to put? So to the child too, that you want him to remember what life used to be or what life will be tomorrow, you still need to say, for your attention, please, take this, or let's play with this. When you start to now want to play with guava, or you want to play with orange is edible, and they can relate better. And so when you are writing too, when you relate with objects like that, you are talking colors, you understand mystery, you know, they also want to unravel mystery too. But quite honestly, we need to push more with children. You know why? Because the first question I was almost concluding before I stopped. That what you teach a child, maybe it is to story or folklore or literature, is important between ages 0 and 5.
Catch them young.
Catch, if that is even not young now,
Catch
catch them very early.
Early.
I'm telling you, because many things, imagery, hearing, and things they can relate or play with or touch will remain with them for a very long time.
Okay.
You know, after ages 6, 7, 8.
Okay. It is the age of communication. There's communication overload to the children. What's your advice to public relations practitioner in how to message, the messaging now for children? What will you tell them in wrapping up?
You see, let me just leave that one and quickly talk about one thing.
Okay.
Writing for the children, at times you have to allow the children to also write.
Okay.
Then, and I told you while we were coming that I was working with some guys now. I've been running away from the aspect before into puppetry. By the time you introduce puppetry to the younger ones between 0 and 5 years, and you allow them to even partake in making that puppet, and you are passing messages, you discover that what you are communicating will be much, much better.
Yeah, in adverts, they've been using music, using puppetry, using cartoons, and everything.
They're mostly used as lobbyists.
Lobbyists.
Yes, when you're promoting a product.
Well, that's the size of the package for today. We just want to thank you for honoring our invitation. Thank you very much, Chief Lasile, for coming. Thank you, YS Kareem.
Yeah, thank you.
So until next week, when we come your way again with a fresh edition of the program, this is yours sincerely, Dari Folarin, saying bye for now.